welcome to a new tutorial of Make by Siem. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this beautiful poncho. It's a baby poncho, it's a newborn poncho, but I'm going to tell you everything on how to make it a bigger size with other materials, and if you just follow all the instructions that I'm going to give you in the video, and there will also be a chart, a sizing chart down below in the description box as well. So in both centimeters and inches. I'm familiar with centimeters, but I know a lot of you work with inches, so there will be two charts there, one in inches and one in centimeters, just to help you guys out. There's another thing I would like to say. Originally I'm Dutch, so every now and then you can hear me struggling how to pronounce words, or struggling to find the right words. I'm sorry about that, but you know, I'm Dutch, and for me it's just a lot easier to do these videos in Dutch. But as a lot of you asked me to do more in English, I just gave it my best. And then I would like to take the opportunity as well to thank you guys for all your support. And if you haven't done already, would you please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that little bell as well, so you get notified whenever I upload another video. And I promise you guys, there will be a lot more in English in the future, but it just takes some time. Yeah, you just gotta give me a few months or so, or years. Anyway, I just want to say just one more thing. I made this one with ice yarns, a lovely blend of cotton and acrylic. It was made with a 3mm crochet hook. I made another version, exactly the same amount of change in the beginning, and exactly the same amount of rows, rounds, actually for a poncho it's rounds, with another yarn and another hook size. And this is what happens if you first use a 3mm hook and then a 4mm hook, with just the same amount of stitches. See? So, and that's the same with tension. If you have a tight tension, it'll be so different than when you have a loose tension. So that's what another hook size does. And here I have another one. This is just a 100% acrylic yarn. It's a 4-ply. I guess this was a 3-ply, and this is a sport weight, number 2, number 3, and the number 4. I made less chains, and I used a bigger hook size. This was made with 48 chains and a 6mm hook. See, it looks completely different, and the size is different as well. Right? So that's what I wanted to tell you guys. In this video I'm gonna teach you how to make this one. It's exactly the same as this one, but this one was made in my Dutch video, and we're gonna make this one right now. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. So please leave your comments down below, and enjoy. Well, for this video I am going to use ice yarns. It's the Baby Summer, and it's an acrylic cotton blend, 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, 50 grams, 160 meters, and it's a size 2. and I used a 3mm crochet hook for it. I also used a yarn needle. Later on in the video for the string I used I guess it was not a 5.5 but a 5mm crochet hook. I think it's a 5mm crochet hook. This one, or a 5.5. I cannot remember what I did in my Dutch video. So you have to forgive me for that. And a pair of scissors. Okay. Oh, and if you want to make a little string, I used just a little bit of another yarn, well, same yarn, another color. That's it. Okay. Start off with a slip knot on your hook. Now you need a multiple of 12 stitches. So basically that is 12, 24, 36, 48, and so on and so on. So a multiple of 12. And with my yarn and my hook size, I need, for the newborn poncho, I need 72 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 71, 72. Now the most important thing is that the length of the chain will fit around the baby or the girl's head, or maybe you're making this one for an adult. So this needs to fit around your head. If you do have a plus size, then make sure that it falls around your neck like wide, not too small. So let me get a piece of paper so I can draw it for you. So for example, this is your neck, your shoulders. Okay, I can do crochet a lot better than I draw, so forgive me for that. Your armpits over here. So this is your shoulder and here. So whenever you chain, it should be like that. So it should meet this point at your shoulder. Just drape it like that. And do the same around the back, your neck. Okay? And then in a multiple of 12. Okay. Now be sure not to twist the chain. And slip stitch into the first chain that we made. Just like that. Now there's another thing. This poncho has two sides. In the first stitch we will be making the first point. The second point will be on the other side. Okay? But how do you know where to put the second corner? Well, for example, I have a stitch count of 72. You should divide the number that you have by 2 and then just add 1. So for me it's 72, you divide it by 2 is 36, you add 1, and my second corner should be in stitch number 37. If you have, for example, use completely different yarn like Red Heart or Caron or whatever, and you're still making the baby size poncho, and you, for example, you have a stitch count of 48, it should be 48, you divide that by 2 is 24, and you add 1. So your second point should be in stitch 25. Okay? And always make sure that for a baby or a child that this chain fits around your head, or the baby's head, or the child's head. Okay? I'm gonna get myself a stitch marker, and I'm counting stitches. This is stitch number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 37. So in stitch number 37, that's where my second point goes, right? For the first point, chain 3, and the chain 3 is exactly the same as your first double crochet. Now make 2 more double crochets into the same stitch, 1 and 2, chain 3, and 3 more double crochets into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 2 stitches on your chain, 1, 2, and make a V-stitch in the next stitch. So in the third stitch, it's a double crochet, a chain 2, and a double crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and make 3 double crochets in the next stitch, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, make a V-stitch in the next, double crochet, let me get some yarn, chain 2, 1, 2, and another double crochet into the same stitch, chain 1, skip 2, 1, 2, and make 3 double crochets into the same stitch, 1, 2, there, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, 3. Chain 1. 1, 2, skip those 2, and make a V-stitch in the next. Now this is the pattern until you reach your next, or the first stitch marker here. The first is actually the only one, but until you reach the stitch marker. Don't forget the chain 1, skip 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 2, and a V-stitch, chain 2 and a double crochet, chain 1. Now when I skip 2 stitches, my next stitch is where the stitch marker is, and the stitch before the stitch marker should be a V-stitch. So whenever your stitch count is right, you will end up with a V-stitch before the stitch marker. Skip 2. Now make 3 double crochets in the same stitch, 2 and 3, chain 3 and 3 more double crochets into the same stitch. One, 2, 3, chain 1 and continue. Skip 2, start with a V-stitch, because you want to have the same on the other side as you have on this side, right? Chain 1, skip 2, and in the next 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3 double crochets into the same stitch, chain 1, skip 2, and a V-stitch in the next. Please continue doing this until you are at the beginning of this round. Chain 1, skip 2, and in the next a V-stitch, chain 1, skip 2. Now this is the beginning of the round, and you started off with the chain 3. Now skip the chain 3 and go to your first double crochet, insert your hook in the top, and get your yarn and put it through. Okay? Okay, there's one thing I will have to tell you. Before you close your round with the slip stitch, be sure your chain is not twisted. Okay, so whenever you're finished your first round, it should look like this. From now on, we will be turning our work every single round. And basically we're doing that because I have another video with a baby poncho, and for most people it turns out great, but for some people, when you keep on working, you know, just in the same direction, the point will be crooked. It just goes like that. And whenever you change your work, or you turn your work, not change, but turn your work every single round, you avoid that problem. It's just basically exactly the same whenever you're making a triangle shawl. You just turn after you closed every round. So that is why we're going to do that. Slip stitch in the next stitch and make another slip stitch in the chain 3, chain 1, 2, 3. The chain 3 is for a double crochet, and a chain 1, an extra chain 1, so you have chain 4 now, is for the chain in between the stitches. Now turn your work, get your stitch marker and put your stitch marker in the 3rd chain. There you go. So when you finish doing this round and you reach the stitch marker here, you know that this is the end of the round. Okay, it's just, you know, some people cannot see it, and it's just handy doing it like this. Okay, now skip this part here, the 3 double crochets, you skip them. We're going to the V-stitch. Now the V-stitch has 2 legs. Okay, go to the first leg of your V-stitch and make a double crochet on top of the first double crochet of the V-stitch. So just insert your hook in top here and make a double crochet. Chain 1. In the V-stitch, crochet 5 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1. We're not doing anything with the second leg of your V-stitch. We're skipping that one. Now here you have the 3 double crochets into the same stitch from the previous round. You go to the middle stitch and make 1 double crochet into the second double crochet, and it should look like that. Chain 1. We're skipping these stitches and we're going to the V-stitch. Now at this point we're not working in the leg, but we're just working into the V-stitch. We're just making 5 double crochets around the chain 2 space here. 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. Chain 1. 3 double crochets from the previous round, and in the second, in the middle double crochet, 1 double crochet. Chain 1. V-stitch. 5 double crochets into the V-stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1. Please continue doing this until you are at the very last V-stitch before the point. Right? So 1 double crochet on top of the middle double crochet, chain 1, and 5 double crochets into the V-stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, and chain 1. Now I made 5 double crochets into the very last V-stitch. I chained 1, and now you have this second leg of the V-stitch just before the point. We will be working 1 double crochet on top of that double crochet, chain 1, and in the point, in the chain 3 into the pointy part, chain 3 double crochets, 2, 3, chain 3, and 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip these stitches, go to the V-stitch here, and because we have the pointy part here, the stitch before the pointy part and the stitch after the pointy part, we will be working in those stitches. So crochet, make a double crochet on top of the double crochet, chain 1. Alright? And into the V-stitch 5 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, 3 double crochets, 1 double crochet on top of the second double crochet, chain 1, a V-stitch, 5 double crochets into the V-stitch, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so basically the pattern on this side of the poncho is exactly the same as we did on this side. Whenever I'm here, I'll be back to show you what to do. Alright, so please continue working the same pattern as you just did before. This is the very last V-stitch before the pointy part. Five double crochets into the V-stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, and like I just said, you will have to make a double crochet into the double crochet of the V-stitch, chain 1. Now this is the point, and we already made a chain 3 plus an extra chain, so we have a double crochet here. Okay, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and 2 more double crochets, 1, 2, and the chain 3 here counts as your third double crochet. So I take out my stitch marker, I count 1, 2, 3 chains, I insert my hook, and I make a slip stitch. Okay? Now this is what your work should look like. Okay, next round. Slip stitch to the double crochet here. And then you have the sidebar here. Please insert your hook here and pull up a loop. You wonder why I do that. Well, I want to be just right above the stitch. I did that wrong. Let me do that again, please. Slip stitch here and slip stitch in the sidebar and go to the back and pull up a loop. So you want to end up just right above the double crochet. Chain 3. Now that chain 3 counts for the first double crochet of the V-stitch. Make 2 more chains, so you have 5 chains. The first 3 for the double crochet and the last 2 for the chain 2 space. Now turn your work around and make another double crochet on top of that double crochet of the previous round. Look, now you made a V-stitch, and this is the very first stitch of your round. So get your stitch marker and just place it into the V-stitch. Chain 1. This is the point, and in the point we always crochet 3 double crochets, chain 3 and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. Skip these 3 double crochets because they belong to the point. Now you have the shell here, and right next to the point there is that just 1 double crochet. We need to work in that one, and just like we did on the other side, we need a V-stitch. So that is a double crochet, a chain 2 and a double crochet into the same stitch. Chain 1, 5 double crochets of the previous round. We skip the first one and we make a double crochet in the second, into the third, and a double crochet into the fourth double crochet of the previous round. Chain 1, skip the last one and go to the double crochet here. On top of this just 1 double crochet, we will be making a V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet. Chain 1. 5 double crochets of the previous round. Skip the first and make a double crochet on the second, a double crochet on the third, and a double crochet on the fourth stitch. Chain 1. 1 double crochet. On top of that 1 double crochet, there should be a V-stitch. Chain 1. Please continue doing that until you reached the point, or the stitch before the point, just right here. Right? Three, chain 1. Now you have an extra double crochet next to the point. Make a double crochet, a chain 2, and another double crochet into the same stitch. So basically that is a V-stitch. chain 1. Now go to the chain 3 space of your point and make a 3 double crochets. Chain 3 and 3 double crochets. Chain 1. The 5 double crochet shell, and just before the 5 double crochet shell you have 1 double crochet. On top of that 1 double crochet you should be crocheting 1 V-stitch, which is a double crochet, a chain 2 and a double crochet. Chain 1. Skip the next double crochet, because you have the 5 double crochets here. Skip the first and the last one, and then you have the 3 middle ones left. You should be crocheting 1 double crochet on top of them 3. So skip the first double crochet on the second, on the third and on the 4th stitch. Please do not forget that chain 1. One double crochet. On top of that 1 double crochet, make a V-stitch. And again, this is the pattern of this side of the poncho. Whenever you reach the very first V-stitch of this round, I'll be back to show you what to do here. Three double crochet, chain 1, and oh, there it is, the stitch marker. Get the stitch marker out. The V-stitch is on top of the double crochet of the previous round, and what you can do right now is you can count 3 double crochet stitches and put your hook into there and then slip stitch. I'm just going to do it the easy way. I'm just going to insert my hook just into the V-stitch, pull up a loop and put it through the stitch on my hook. Alright, now this is what your work looks like after this round. It's so beautiful and so lacy. I love it so much. Anyway, next round. You're on top of the V-stitch, right? Now, for the next round, you will be crocheting 5 double crochet stitches into the V-stitch. But we also will be turning our work. So I'm starting off with a chain 3, and that is the very last double crochet of shell that we're going to put into the V-stitch, and 1 extra. Then turn your work, get your stitch marker and put it into the 3rd chain. 3 double crochets of the previous round, 1 double crochet into the middle double crochet, chain 1. Okay, a V-stitch, and into the V-stitch we need 5 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, 3 double crochets of the previous round. Guess what? We will be crocheting 1 double crochet into the middle of them 3. Just 1 double crochet and a chain 1. The V-stitch. 5 double crochet. 5 double crochets into the V stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1. Okay. Please continue doing that until you are at the very last V stitch before the point. The very last V stitch before the point. 5 double crochets into that V stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1. And because it is the very last stitch before the point, we need to work in the leg of the V stitch as well. 1 double crochet. Chain 1. Now there's the point again. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. The very first stitch after the point. So we need to work into the very first double crochet, which is the leg of the V stitch. 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 5 double crochets into the V stitch. 3, 4, 5, chain 1. Yeah, well, let's do this part again just one more time. So please keep on crocheting until you reach the V stitch before the point. The very last V stitch before the point. 5 double crochets into the V stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1 and 1 double crochet on top of the double crochet. Chain 1. In the point, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 3 more double crochets into the same chain space. Chain 1. Now, this is where our round started off. A chain 3 and an extra chain. And that chain 3 is basically just the same as a double crochet, which belongs to, which we put into the V stitch. Okay? Now, the very first stitch after the point, we need to put 1 double crochet on top of the double crochet and chain 1. We already have 1 double crochet for the shell into the V stitch. So instead of making 5 double crochets in it, we will be crocheting 4 double crochets into the V stitch. 3, 4. get your stitch marker out of that stitch, count 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so put your crochet hook into the 3rd stitch, the chain 3, pull up a loop and put it through the stitch on your hook. See? So now you have 5 double crochets here and this double crochet on top of the stitch of the previous round. Okay? Now slip stitch to the next stitch, and to be sure that you are right above the stitch here, go underneath it. I'm gonna get a little closer for you. Go underneath this stitch here, put it to the back, pull up a loop and put it through the stitch on your hook. So now you are right on top of your double crochet stitch here, right? Chain 3. The chain 3 is for the double crochet, and then an extra chain 2 is for the chain 2 space of your V-stitch. So basically you have a chain 5. Turn your work and make another double crochet on top of that double crochet of the previous round. And look, there is your V-stitch. Get your stitch marker, put it into the V-stitch, chain 1. Here you have the shell of 5 double crochets. Skip the first one, double crochet on top of the next, the second, the third, and the fourth. Don't forget that chain 1. And this is the double crochet just before the point, which means a V-stitch, 1, 2, double crochet, and a chain 1. Point, 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. Chain 1, first stitch after the point, a V-stitch, chain 1, skip the first of the 5 crochet shell and make a double crochet in the second, the third, and the 4th stitch, chain 1. That's all there is to it. What you need to know is that you can keep on going and building up your poncho just like this. It doesn't really matter what size your poncho should be. The only thing that you have to take in mind that the edging we're going to do is about the same width as just two rounds, just two and a half rounds. Yeah, so whenever you stop crocheting and you want to crochet the edging, be sure that you have enough space left over the arms to do that covers like 2 or maybe 3 of these rounds. Yeah. Another thing is that you will have to end before doing the edging is with the round that you have the V-stitches in, because for the edging we will be working in the V-stitches. Okay, so be sure that you finish the length that you need, and whenever you finish you have the V-stitches. I hope that makes any sense at all, right? Well, if you wonder what the length is that you need, I have a sizing table, sizing chart in the description box of the video. Maybe that's helpful for you. And please remember that it is just a guideline. You know, every person is unique, so it's really hard to exactly tell you for the age or the length or the size that the baby or girl or woman has. But it's just a guideline. It helps you well, basically it is the maximum centimeters or inches that I should crochet. I would crochet whenever I make a poncho for someone else, right? So hopefully that helps you out. Please continue working your poncho, and as soon as I'm ready for my edging, I'll be back and I'll show you how to do that. And there also is the finishing of cleaning the edges on the inside of the poncho here. I'm gonna do that as well. Please enjoy working on the poncho, and catch me later. And the very last double crochet, chain 1, and this is the beginning of our round, that V-stitch. We just slip stitch in it. For me, this is the total width, which is 11 centimeters. I'm going to put the inches right here. So it is 11 centimeters, and for my poncho I need somewhere between 13 and 15 centimeters. So I'm ready for my edging. Let's say, okay, I'm gonna chain 2, 3, 4. Turn my work, and this will be one double crochet, no, one triple crochet. In the middle double crochet of the previous round, one single crochet. Into the V-stitch, a double crochet, one, 2, chain 3, and make a picot. So doing that is just a chain 3, insert your hook in the first of the chain 3, pull up a loop, and slip stitch. Another double crochet into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, and a picot. Another triple crochet. I said double crochet, right? Well, it's supposed to be a triple crochet. 1, 2, chain 3, slip stitch in the first, one triple crochet, and a picot. I have 4 triple crochet, and in total I probably will do 7, but it just depends on the yarn that you use, because I already made a video for the shawl version, the triangle shawl version for in Dutch, and for the first one I made, I did 7 double crochet, 7 triple crochet, and the last one I did, the one that I made in the video, I did 6 triple crochet. So it just depends on the yarn that you have and what you think is more beautiful. Okay? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another picot. Six, picot, and another triple crochet. So now I have 7 triple crochet, and in between each triple crochet I have a picot. So 7 triple crochet and 6 picots. Go to the middle of the previous round and make a single crochet in there. For me this is okay, but just give it a try. Yours might look better if you just have 6 triple crochet instead of 7. In the next V-stitch, again 7 triple crochet, and in between every triple crochet you make a picot. And when you finished making the triple crochet and the picots, then just make a single crochet on top of the middle double crochet of the previous round. It's 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yes, and a single crochet. See? That looks beautiful. Okay, please continue this until you reach the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is where the point is, and I'm gonna make a single crochet just between the V-stitch and the point in this space. So single crochet in here, and in the point I will do basically the same, except for the fact that I'm gonna do 9 triple crochet instead of 7. And whenever you use different yarn, or a thicker yarn, or whatever, just feel free to adjust that number. So you might need 8 or 10. But I've tried it before, and for me 9 will do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's see. If I just did 7, this stitch should go over there. So when I make a single crochet right here, it's not flat. See? It won't lay flat. So 7 is definitely not enough. So I'm gonna try 8. It is better. See, it is slightly better, but still not enough for my poncho. 1, 2, 3, picot, and number 9. Let's try that again. See? 9 is the perfect number for me. So make a single crochet between the V-stitch and your 3 crochet, double crochet cluster. See? Perfect. And now please continue working on the other side of your poncho. Just exactly the same as you did over here. Over here. Don't forget the single crochet goes over there. And one over here. And there should be 9 triple crochets and picots in between in the point, right? I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triple crochet. I made a picot, and I'm at the end of the row, and we started this row off with a chain 4, and I said that would be the very last triple crochet. So we have 5 triple crochet. I just need one more and one more picot. There you go. And here is your chain 4. Now slip stitch in the 4th chain, just like that. Chain 1, cut your yarn and pull it through, just like that. And basically your poncho is ready to go. All I want to do now is just clean up the edges around your neck, around the baby's neck. And I might do a string through here, so I can make a bow in the front, because I did that for my Dutch version as well, and I would love to show you how I did that. Alright? Okay. You can clean up the edges with any color that you like, or it doesn't really matter. I'm just using the same color. Okay, so you make a slip knot on your hook. This is where you started your row, or your poncho actually. And this is the chain 2 just before where you started your poncho. I'm going to insert my hook in here, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. I get my stitch marker out and I put it in that stitch. Another single crochet in the same chain 2 space, and I'm crocheting over my yarn tail, so I don't have to sew that later on. Yeah, so 2 single crochet. This is where the point part is. I'm going to put 1 single crochet in there. 2 single crochet in the chain 2 space, 1 single crochet in the chain where we made the V-stitch, 2 single crochet in the chain 2 space, 1 single crochet where we did the 3 double crochet. Okay, and this is the easiest way to clean up the edges. Please continue crocheting like this until you reach your stitch marker. Okay, I can cut these. And one where the other stitches are, and there it is, my stitch marker. Taking the stitch marker out, insert my hook in the very first stitch, I yarn over, pull it through, and pull it through the loop on your hook. Now chain 1 and cut your yarn. All I need to do right now is just sew in the yarn ends before I tell you how to make the string. And ladies and gentlemen, this is all the yarn I have left of just one skein. So it was a close call, but I managed to do it. Right, so I'm gonna sew in my tail ends, and then I'll be right back to show you what to do next. All the yarn ends are gone, and it wasn't completely true that this was the yarn that I had left, because I used some of the yarn for the string in my pink poncho. So this is what I had left of the pink poncho. Okay, and I'm using this to make the string for my gray poncho. Put that aside. Now I get my 5mm crochet hook, and I don't know what it's called in English, but I usually say it's the S method, because what you are going to do is you make from one strand of yarn, you make three strands of yarn, just like that. You put it into an S, of AS I should say. You put it into it, the shape of an S, right? Then push this to the middle, and this as well. Now pick it up and make a slip knot, just like you prefer to do. Okay, so now you have a 3-strand slip knot on your hook. This is a loop. The loop, you put the loop over your working strand of yarn. Now pull your working strand of yarn through the loop. Now you have 3 strands of yarn to work with. See? 1, 2, and 3. And all you do is now make chain stitches. And for this size of poncho, I thought about 100 for this size. I'm going to show you later on how and why I did 100. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, I need to extend my 3-strand working yarn. So here is your loop. Put it over your working strand of yarn and just pull it through, just like that. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and then I need some more yarn. Here is your loop. "25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and so on and so on. You don't have to do it this way, but I thought it would be cool to show you how you can do this. Okay, so I'm gonna chain until I have 100 stitches. 98, 99, 100. Okay, I made 100 chains with the S method. Now here is my lovely poncho. Now this is just the way I measure them. Just get the ends together, just like that. This should be the middle, goes like that, and just go back. It's just a rough measurement, right? It ends up right here, just about. For me, I think that should do the trick. Or should I? Well, I'm just gonna do 2 extra more. 1, 2. That's it. That's enough. Cut my yarn and pull it through. Give it a good tug. Do the same on the other end. This is the yarn I have left of the pink skein of yarn. Okay, I'm going to trim the yarn strands just like that. Not too close, not too much. Like the same. And all I'm going to do is just weave it in. Is that how you say it? Weave it in? Okay, this is the back side of my poncho. This is the middle. Let me zoom in a bit. There you go. So this is the middle of the poncho. You have that chain 2 space here. Yeah? Just get that strand, push it through. This is where the V stitch is. On the other end of the V stitch, just bring it up. Decide what your middle should be, like that. 3 double crochet stitches and a chain 2 space. So what you have to do is just weave it through the parts where you have the chain 2 spaces, just like that. Oh, that looks good. That looks stunning. And if you did everything correctly, the yarn should come out at the front, right next to the middle part of the poncho. Do exactly the same on the other side. Just like that. See? And this is your finished poncho. You could tie a little bow here, just like I did with my other poncho, just like that. There you go. And this is what it looks like. Actually, this is the one we just made, and this is the one I made for my Dutch video. I just love them. It's so beautiful. Well, there's not a lot I can say at the moment. I'm just happy with the outcome, and I really do hope that you love the pattern as much as I love it. And I hope it's just in time, you know, to make a few Christmas presents, or just for a baby shower, or whatever, just for your own baby or your grandchild, or, well, I hope you like them. Please leave a comment down below in the comment section, and I would love it for you to become a member of my Facebook group, Made by Siem Headquarters, so you can show off all the beautiful items that you made. And you don't have to show everything that is from a pattern of one of my patterns. You're allowed to show everything that you made that you're proud of, crochet wise, because most of the things that we do, what I do, is crochet. I can definitely not knit, so I would love it to see all your crochet items. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate all your support, and whilst crocheting, I really do hope you enjoy every single moment. Bye!